Hello everyone and welcome to my channel, and today I'll be reading a multi-character listener by me, so let's get into it. Kazuha. Kazuha is one of a kind, so he's really gentle and very attentive to you. Even if he's not really standing with you at the moment, if he knows you're around, then his eyes just can't help but wander back to you and see what you're doing. And this is something that makes him very upset when he sees people disrespecting you, like how they are now. Basically, there was this guy who seemed to be bothering you, and no matter how many times you told him to stop and leave you alone, he never seemed to listen. And Kazuha didn't like this very much. So, after trying his absolute best to shut up and stay out of it, he couldn't help himself. He then wandered over to the guy, punched him in the face, and with a blank expression, he looked at him. If you ever bother Wayan again, then nothing will be comparable to what I'll do to you. The guy was about to cry. His nose was bleeding, and he knew he just did not sign up for this. So all he could do was nod, begging for forgiveness and promising he will never do that again. Oh, Kaza was truly your knight in shining armor, wasn't he? What a gentleman. It's honestly the way he's so calm about it too that makes your heart flutter, and the way he wraps his arms around you, just to make sure you're okay. Albedo. Albedo does not have many shits he usually gives to others, so he doesn't usually pay attention to what's going on around him unless it's something that's very interesting. And what's more interesting than his beloved Wayan? However, what caught his interest here wasn't you exactly. No. His eyes just kept wandering to this guy. He seems to be bothering you, but never thought it was a big deal, because usually you're able to shoo those people off. But it seemed like it only wandered away to get out his camera and began taking pictures of you. So in mere moments, Albedo had taken out his sword and walked over to him. Give me that. What? That's not yours. What are you here for? The guy said, face pale. But he's not going to engage in a conversation with someone as disgusting as this. He took the camera out, shattered it, and threatened him. And after he was done, which barely took him 3 minutes, he went back to your side and quickly told you that there was nothing you should worry about now, and that he took care of the situation. You're honestly grateful. Venti? Venti's such a sweetheart, and being an Archon, it meant that most things were just a cakewalk to him. So this guy who was just bugging the two of you, mostly you though, he had no idea how to deal with him, which baffled him because usually it would be no big deal. But this time, oh, this person was just so annoying. And Venti had no idea what to do for several moments before he just quickly went to him. And before he knew it, Valen had appeared out of nowhere, and Venti had went back quickly to your side. The guy screaming for his life. Wow, that was blown out of proportion. You had no idea why Venti was so upset, but he had that saccharine sweet smile on his face, and you could tell that he did not want to be asked about it. Scaramouche. Scaramouche has no patience for such bastards. I'm sorry, but he thinks they're undeserving of both your time and his. And most of all, they should never bother you. So, why do such people even exist? And why should he give them another chance to keep existing? That's why you do your absolute best to steer him out of any trouble. But this guy kept harassing you nonstop. And that's when Scaramouche knew it was time to stop acting like he was a good person and go out of his way to be his old self again. Needless to say, it only took 10 seconds and a creepy smile from Scaramouche for this guy to run away screaming and have consecutive nightmares for an entire year. He is too powerful. Please. He is not ready for society. Tighnari? Tighnari is such a sweetheart. I mean it. Mostly, though, he tries his absolute best to solve whatever problems he has in the most calm manner that he can find. But sometimes, some people are just not worth it. And sometimes, he does not want to end the argument peacefully. Like this time, for example. Because why do people feel like they're entitled to others' attention and time? And most of all, no means no. So, is he just deaf at this point? He had no idea. Would you get away from her? He went up to him, and that's what he said, trying his absolute best not to make things escalate. But the moment the guy tried to poke fun at him, he was sick of this. People had no idea when to stop. So, Tighnari knew he had no other option but to take out his vial and make him pass out. And needless to say, the guy woke up in prison. It's the least he deserves in Tighnari's opinion. Perhaps being locked up for 6 months will do to teach him a lesson. Xiao? Oh, Xiao had no idea what you were going through, but sometimes people truly had zero manners and zero shame. And that's why, when this guy began chasing you, and though you knew he would be no danger, after all, he had no vision while he did, you were still kind of worried. So that's when you called out Xiao's name, and he appeared by your side. The guy froze instantly, because this is really Adept Xiao, in flesh, standing before him, just when you called out his name. Oh no, just what the hell did he do? He really messed with some higher power here. So, without Xiao needing to even say anything else, and before you could even process what's going on, the guy immediately tried to make a break for it. And that's when Xiao figured out that this man was probably just someone bothering you. And they quickly gave him the punishment that he deserves.